Hey guys, welcome back to another video on the Inside Spurs channel. Hope you're enjoying your Wednesday and whatever it is that you're doing today. I hope you are going to have a good day with it, okay? Middle of the week, so if you're working, you're nearly there. I promise you're nearly there. I'll hopefully have some news that after last night will definitely brighten your day a little bit. It is breaking, it is brand new, as you can tell. Straight in from the gym, I thought I'm going to have to do the video. I'll worry about the shower and food later. I'm just going to do the video, bang it out, and then I'll sort that out later. We are talking about Ansu Fati and the bid that we have made for him. What that also maybe impacts and leads to as well alongside that. But also we do have some updates around Tanganga and Ndombele and Tanganga as well. So there is a lot to get into with this whole situation, okay? So it was last night and it actually came from... Like I said, I've always said to you, I'm never going to jump in the deep end with a source that I don't think is worthy enough. But this came, the first one I came from, so I'll read you the first one I saw and then I'll read you the others that came from it. And it came from Helena Condis-Edo, who is a Barcelona reporter. And in translation, it said that his Ansu Fati's agent, and I believe his dad is Bori Fati, what a name that is, by the way, had a meeting in Seville. Ansu Fati has reconsidered, is now willing to leave Barca. He has offers from the Premier League, Chelsea and Tottenham. Decisive day tomorrow. Today, 75% chance to leave, okay? So remember, Barcelona have a lot of financial fair play issues, and if they want to register new signings like João Cancelo, they do need to move players on. And it's quite interesting when you sort of see the situation with the Barca fans on the timeline of like Twitter and things like that. They don't want to let Ansu Fati go. I think they know Ansu Fati has bags of potential. He offers them something different that they don't really have out on the left wing. But it's one of those things where if you want to get players in, you've got to get players out, right? So that was last night. And then I thought, you know, I see posts from Gerard Romero and, you know, sort of things talking about how he thinks Ansu Fati's going to be leaving, Spurs are interested, yada, yada, yada. And then the big dog comes in, the main man, Fabrizio Romano comes in, sledgehammer, and says that he understands that Tottenham are now in contact with Barcelona to negotiate for Ansu Fati, deal on loan until June 2024. Discussions about conditions of the deal, but Barca want 100% of the salary covered. Ansu Fati also presented Chelsea as opportunity, but no formal approach yet. So, first and foremost, on the wages front, do you blame them? They need to get wages off the books because they're going to be bringing in people that are going to be on big wages. Okay, fair enough. We're looking at loan deals at the moment, like, you know, Jed Spence obviously completed his loan deal to Leeds, and we get, you know, there's £1 million. You're getting Joe Rodon probably costing about £1 million. You know, Ansu Fati's not going to cost you £20 million alone. He's going to cost you £5 million, right? He's probably, I mean, when I've been looking at the Barcelona team, they play a very weird sort of diamond-shaped system. But you're playing Gundogan, you're playing Pedri, Gavi, you know, De Jong's playing centre-back. You've got Oriol Romeo who plays centre-defensive mid at the moment, and they love him at Barca, which mental for me, you know. Wasn't great at Chelsea, was all right at Southampton, but didn't light up the world. But yeah, done all right at Barca. So we have made a bid, which is really, really exciting. But what does that mean with the Brennan Johnson situation? What does that mean for the other attackers that we have, right? Actually, tell you what, hold that thought. I'm going to talk about from Romero and also a conflicting report. So Romero put out that Tottenham are currently ahead in the race for Ansu Fati. He wants to move to a Premier League club with Spurs, Chelsea or Liverpool his preference. His father would rather he join Seville on loan. What your father wants doesn't mean what your father gets. His father wants him to stay in Spain because it's easier for him. It's easier for him as in terms of a transition to another club. But Ansu Fati goes, look, I might not ever get a chance to play in the Premier League. I'd rather go to the Premier League. I know I could probably get a Seville move after a Premier League move, you know. But Nazar Kinsella came out and said that Chelsea and Tottenham have both been offered the chance to sign Ansu Fati, but he's reluctant to leave Barcelona. So that's, with him, a part of me thinks you're a bit behind the times, because I think a lot of these Barcelona sources have all said he's happy to leave. He's changed his mind. He wants to see what's out there now. The interesting is, do you think we have an option or an obligation to buy on Ansu Fati? I would say as an option, and Barca are probably saying as an option, as an option is a good idea. How about 150 million? And you're like, what? Because you know when you think about their release clauses, because obviously by law they have to have release clauses in their contracts, the players. Their release clauses, like, you know, me or you signing with Barcelona, we've signed for 50 euros, release clause 1.4 billion. You're like, what? What the? You know, that's quite a common thing, you know. So, yeah, a bit of an update on Ansu Fati. What that might mean for Brennan Johnson or the other attackers, I believe that would be the whole approach with people want striker, Son moves to striker. Ansu Fati would be your left winger option alongside Man or Solomon. In terms of your right wing with Kulusevski and Brian Hill, I think Hill goes off on loan, probably to Sevilla. If they want a winger, there you go. There's Brian Hill. Ideally, I'd like, you know, a reasonable option to buy or an obligation to buy if he's going on loan. But personally, I prefer a sale, but the money isn't crazy in La Liga at the moment. What I would think is, that being said, on the loan front, I think Hill would go and I think Brennan Johnson would become your winger. And there you go. You have two new attacking options. You know, you've got your left wing, which is Ansu Fati, Man or Solomon. You'd have your right wing, which is Kulusevski, Brennan Johnson. You have your strikers as Richie, Sonny and Belize. Because I think we watched Scarlett yesterday. There's some talent there, but he still needs time to mature. He still needs time to refine his skills. And you're not going to refine it sitting on the bench. So I think once Belize becomes ready to be with the team, I think Scarlett will go out on loan. I've always said that, and I won't differ on that. But that was a question from Android Split, and I did comment back saying, look, I will answer that in this video, so give you a bit more of a in-depth answer. I think we still go and get Brennan Johnson. The Ansu Fati one, we'll have to wait and see what happens. But look, if we are sitting in pole position right now, let's not waste time. Let's not dilly-dally. They want us to cover 100% of the wages. Let's cover 100% of the wages. Work on that loan deal, which probably won't take a lot of time in terms of, you want this, we'll offer this. Let's work somewhere in the middle. Boom. Get it sorted. It's a little bit different than, you know, a transfer fee, obviously. Right, just a quick update around... Let me start with Japhet Tanganga, because I think this is a brand new one with Japhet Tanganga. And this comes from DiMarzio, who said that talks are happening with Tottenham centre-half Japhet Tanganga to possibly join Torino on loan with an option. Interesting. Obviously, Torino have a centre-half there per Spurs that a lot of us have taken an intrigue to. Look, I'd much rather have seen him go on loan in the Premier League. If this was to happen, we're talking hypothetical, I'd much rather have seen him go on loan to the Premier League, you know, refine skills, watch him week in, week out in a team that maybe, you know, it's going to be defending a little bit more, which there's nothing wrong with that. But that being said, if we get a decent option out of that to get him in, hey, per shares maybe comes the other way on a transfer. Maybe that's the best deal, you know. I know that you'll let me know below because you always do, and I love having a chat. Let's talk Tangy. So first, this is two reports from Romano, and he said that first one, this was early on today, he said Genoa are pushing to convince Tanguy and Ndombele and sign him on loan from Tottenham. Negotiations are already advanced between the clubs. Spurs want to find a solution for Ndombele by Friday, but it's up to the player now as Genoa have made their best effort. He then also followed up with saying the deal has been agreed between Genoa and Spurs, still waiting on Ndombele. Okay, so it's a step. We've made a progression in this situation, and this, I won't call it a saga because a saga would be the wrong way to define it, but this whole ordeal, right? The cool thing I think about this is now he's going out on loan. Let's be honest. It's a newly promoted side from the Serie A. Will he want to do it? I don't know, but he'll know he'll get absolute game time every single week because he'll probably be one of their better players, which is exciting. Does that cause more issue to, you know, the whole tardiness, you know, not showing up for training on times, you know, kind of not putting enough of the effort in, right? But he does have interest, you know, and if he doesn't want to go to Turkey, he wants to go back to Italy, then that is a potential step for him. You know, we've talked to other teams in Italy, but it does kind of look like that's dwindled a little bit. Genoa aren't going to pay a lot of his wages either, let's be honest. When you're a newly promoted team into the Serie A, you're not going to be paying a ton of his wages. So we're going to be covering a lot of that, if I'm honest. But you know, if he sets the world alight, being in a team, you know, big fish, small pond, maybe one of the bigger fishes in Serie A go, ooh, he could look like a player. So it might not be a bad little punt. I think Napoli had a decent midfield already as it is. It was going to be hard to break in there. And then when they set the world alight and absolutely took off, it was going to be even harder to break in there. This time it'll be a bit different when he's probably going to play a lot of games, which is a good thing. So yeah, that was just a brief yet really, really good update. And I think that will excite quite a few of you. Hopefully it does excite you as much as it excited me. To give you an update around the other videos for today, I will be doing a review of the Fulham Spurs game that happened last night. And we'll probably have another one later another video out later on today, because no doubt there'll be some brand new information coming out around about any player and every player. So we'll talk about that later on today. But yeah, anyway, guys, that's the end of it. Drop a like on this one if you did enjoy it. You know, hit me in the comment section below. Ansu Fati on loan. Are you happy that that deal's kind of starting to pick up a few gears? Do you see it being a deal that maybe affects the Johnson deal? You let me know below. Obviously, let me know around the Japhet Tanganga loan. Do you think, like me, maybe that has an impact on the Spurs approach? Obviously, hit me up with the Tanganga and Ndombele. Do you think Genoa might be a really good move purely for the big fish, small pond? You let me know below as well. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. We are this close to hitting 1,300 subs, which is really cool. And obviously, by the way, share it with your friends if you think they might like me enough to want to listen to my stuff. Share it with your mates. And obviously, yeah, hit the bell notification for more. But anyway, guys, that's the end of the video, and I'll see you all very, very soon. Take care, guys.